In this lecture, we are going to have a glimpse of protoplast technology and its various applications in plant biotechnology. Now the question arises, what are protoplasts? Protoplasts are naked plant cells, that means a cell without cell wall. However, they possess plasma membrane and all other cellular components. They are functional plant cells that lack the cell wall, which acts as a barrier to the cell's external environment. Plant protoplasts have garnered interest in various fields of plant biotechnology such as somaclonal variation, somatic hybridization, hybrid production, protoplast transient gene expression, plant gene functional characterization, and genome editing. Let's look at how this protoplast technology evolved. The technical breakthrough which led to the isolation of protoplast in large number was the employment of enzymes to degrade the cell wall. Cocking 1960 first employed enzymes to isolate protoplast from the root tips of Lycopersicum esculentum using cellulase. The enzyme was extracted from the fungus Myrothecium verrucaria. The somatic hybridization may lead to production of novel variants due to segregation of mixed organelles, cytoplasmic and nuclear gene recombination, and somaclonal variation. The new gene combinations made possible by protoplast fusion ensure that new plant varieties will be produced through somatic hybridization. Although spontaneous protoplast fusion can occur, PEG-mediated protoplast fusion has proven to be more important. Furthermore, in 1979, the development of a new technique, electrofusion, resulted in the efficient fusion of protoplasts. Protoplast can be isolated by mechanical and enzymatic methods. The mechanical isolation of protoplast by Clerker in 1891 is now of only importance. In practice, protoplasts are isolated by enzymatic method. A number of enzymes which degrade plant cell walls are now obtainable commercially. It is often found more effective to employ a mixture of enzymes including pectinase, cellulase and hemicellulase to achieve optimal isolation. The two enzymes essential to isolate protoplast from plant cells are cellulase and pectinase. Pectinase degrade mainly the middle lamella. Crude commercial enzymes carry nucleases and proteases as impurities which may be harmful to protoplast viability. The activity of enzymes is pH dependent and is also affected by the temperature. The optimum temperature for the activity of these enzymes is 40 to 50 degrees centigrade, which happens to be high for cells. Generally 25 to 30 degrees centigrade is found adequate for protoplast isolation. Following enzymatic treatment, it is necessary to remove cell debris. This step is known as purification of protoplast. Let us talk in detail about the enzymatic extraction of protoplast. Cellulases and pectinases are commonly used during protoplast isolation. Nowadays, many enzymes are commercially available, such as cellulases in trade name Onojuka RS, cellulase R10, hemicellulases, hemicellulase, ribozyme HP 150, pectinases, mesozyme R10, and macerase. During enzymatic extraction of protoplast, pH is kept at 4.5 to 6.0. Though this may not be the optimum pH for enzyme activity, a compromise is made so that both the enzymes are active. The temperature is kept at 25 degrees centigrade to 30 degrees centigrade. The two methods of enzymatic isolation of protoplast are sequential method, two-step method, and direct method, one-step method. In the sequential method, the tissue material is incubated with pectinases. It degrades the middle lamella As a result, cells are separated. Subsequently, the protoplast isolation solution is filtered to remove debris and washed. Following this, the reaction mixture is treated with second enzyme, that is cellulase. Cellulase digests the cell wall, resulting in the release of protoplast in the solution. Finally, the enzymatic treated solution is filtered through nylon or steel mesh to remove coarse particles and centrifuged at low speed to isolate protoplast. The direct method for protoplast isolation is also known as one-step method. In this method, both the enzymes, that is pectinases and cellulases, are employed together. Following the treatment, the solution is filtered through nylon mesh and centrifuged to remove debris and obtain protoplast. Subsequently, the protoplast pellet is washed several times with protoplast washing solution so as to get rid of the traces of enzymes which may interfere during the cell wall formation. After enzymatic hydrolysis, purification of protoplast is an essential step. The protoplasts are purified through low-speed centrifugation. It will sediment protoplast at the bottom of the centrifuge tube. Afterward, the supernatant is decanted and resuspended in protoplast washing solution. Since the protoplasts are very lighter, they can be purified through sucrose density gradient centrifugation. They float on the top of the sucrose layer and from where they can be pipetted out.